Hello, this is JJ from Paranormal Talks, paranormaltalks.com. Well, we're back here with another video, another predictive video, an update of predictive videos. You know, I did a number of predictive videos in June of 2019, and those have been maturing, evolving, and showing us that they're ever so much more so. They are not going away. And I cite sources that have a high degree of accuracy. When I say accuracy, I mean 80 to 90% accuracy. Uh, some of the sources may not be exact as far as the date. They may be off by months or years, but the actual event does occur. But I want to cite some of the very accurate sites for this video, which is about what? It is about the collapse of socialism, global socialism, which socialism began in the United States by Teddy Roosevelt. And we'll talk more about him and how that started, how it was kicked off in this country in the year 1902, 1912, something like that. I'll be looking at those. So I wanted to show you that. But first, I want to quickly just show you our website, Paranormal Talks. We are educational around the paranormal, supernatural. We fill the educational gap that is ignored and strategically ignored, I might add, by our public government schools and universities. It's a big part of us, and it's a part of us that is there to help us. And that's what Paranormal Talks is here to do, educational. If you want to know more about me, JJ, just go to About Us, and there she be, JJ Wells, and you can scroll down and read more about me. Okay, we'll make those go away. Now I'm going to go to my cheat sheet and refer to these actual cycles. I'm going to cite one source, and that's the Socrates quantum computer developed by Martin Armstrong of Armstrong Economics. And I'm going to show you some graphs that computer generates, and these graphs have 90% accuracy, and the graphs give you the exact month and day, and the track record is decades of accuracy to the day. So I want to show you some of those in relation to the collapse of socialism around the world and in the United States. So what we're feeling now, what we're seeing now, is the collapse of socialism. It's not pretty, is it? There's a lot of anger and a lot of resistance when something dies, but it is dying and it is collapsing. Let's go to my cheat sheet. Here we go. Let's reference the Socrates quantum computer. Socrates, developed by Martin Armstrong. Now, this computer system has, it generates many cycles that deal with the human condition: political cycles, economic cycles, business cycles, geographic cycles, all of those. Well, this one, we're talking about the political cycle that the Socrates computer system spits out for us. So the political phase transition, and that's kind of a technical word. Phase transition is the way energy moves through a system. It looks like a sine wave, okay? It goes up and down and up and down. Wall Street calls it trends, trends that go up and trends that go down. So when a trend changes direction, that's when there is a crisis of some type: an economic crisis, a political crisis, a religious crisis, a weather crisis. But this is a political crisis. And that change in direction, that phase transition, that peak, which caused the crisis for us, occurred actually in the year 2015, the end of 2015, around October September, October of 2015. That is the beginning of the end of socialism and the collapse of the Democratic Party, since the Democratic Party is socialist slash communist. And this is 26 years from the other peak, which was in 1989. By the way, the Democratic Party, as far as popularity and doing significant things, they have been decreasing ever since Teddy Roosevelt. Now, this target of 2015, it marked the peak in Western government's socialism trend, which would begin its collapse in Europe. And we've already seen that with Brexit. And shortly after that will be the collapse of the European Union. But right now we're just seeing Brexit. It's got to start somewhere. But that's collapse in Europe and the United States. And we're seeing it particularly in the Democratic Party. The Democrats, they equal socialists slash communists. If you look at Bernie, he's a dyed-in-the-wool communist, and he has admitted that, and he admires communism hugely. So Teddy Roosevelt of this country, he originally was a Republican, and then he switched his thinking, his attitude, and he became socialist and progressive. In fact, he even he founded the Progressive Party. Here it is. Progressive Party, pass prosperity around, which is not always true. Pass it around, actually pass it up to the small number of elites. That's the Progressive Party. But he founded this third party, not a Democratic, not a Republican, but a progressive party to get what he wanted. So that's good old Teddy Roosevelt. Let's go back to the cheat sheet. So he introduced socialism into America with his election in 1904. This was exactly 112 years before 2016. And the year 2016 marks the end of socialism. And what does the end of socialism look like in this country? It looks like the Trump administration. So this is a cycle, and it cannot be stopped. It can be resisted, but it cannot be stopped. Teddy caused a huge split in political parties for the 1912 elections in 1912. Now, the Republicans disagreed with Teddy's socialism, resulting in the surge in third-party progressive activity for 2012, and that was this Progressive Party charter membership certificate of 2012. Okay, let's go back to the cheat sheet. Okay, so this is also exemplified by Brexit and then the election of Donald Trump. So this is what it looks like as socialism collapses. It's not pleasant, is it? Especially for those who are heavily invested in that system, emotionally, psychologically, financially. Huge amount of resistance when any type of system collapses. This is what it looks like. And this is part and parcel of the Second American Revolution, and more to come in some other video. So what's the bottom line of all this? Is expect real political chaos in the year 2012 for the next 8.6-year wave on the economic confidence model. 2024. I'll show you that model. Nevertheless, the 2015 target was the fourth minor wave in this private wave, which is equal to 1912. So all of this stuff is based on numbers, which are quite accurate. Let me show you one of those graphs. Let's look at this one. Okay, here's 2012. It happened exactly October 1st. By the way, October 1st of 2015, this is the day that Russia, Putin, officially announced and sent his troops into Syria. And they've been there ever since. And you can see how these peaks and valleys go. Crisis points. This is a phase transition. This is a phase transition. This is a phase transition. When a trend, a direction of the trend changes, there is a crisis of some type around the world. So that's what this indicated for our country, is the collapse of socialism, the beginning of the collapse of socialism. So timber, and it came down, 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 bam. And in 2016, Donald Trump was elected, to the shock of all. But that's what happens when a system is collapsing, is other elements move in to begin their cycle. Okay, and let's look at another graph, a bigger graph. Okay, this is the 2024. Okay, I already talked about the 2020, the beginning. This is the kickoff of the Second American Civil War, which did occur in January, January 12th to be precise. The Socrates computer system indicates January 18th. Which is highly, highly accurate. And then 2024, more huge political collapse of socialism with lots of violence. And let me give you the big picture and make it big for you. Okay, 2012. Okay, this is 2015. This is the beginning of the collapse of socialism. And let me back up, is there are 6 cycles within one pattern. And each one of these cycles lasts 8.6 years. And there's a crisis point every 8.6 years. So we had one, the beginning of the collapse of socialism, communism in the world, and particularly Europe and the United States in 2015. 2020, January, which is down here, this divot, the beginning of the Second American Civil War. And then that Democratic Party will have even worse problems in 2024, more rioting and unrest. So this is what the big picture looks like. And you can see we're really in for some excitement. If any of you remember, if you were around in 1981, economically, we had a huge meltdown economically here. Lots of layoffs, a lot of companies closing. It was quite a financial crisis here from 1981 to 1985 before we started to climb out of it. So this is excitement that's coming up for us. So I just wanted to let you know what is going on in your world now politically. There is no stopping this. It is a cycle. No one can stop it. It can be resisted, which is painful. Going with it can be painful, but there is no stopping it. Adjusting to it is probably the best favor we can all do for ourselves. This is what it looks like when socialism collapses. So I just want to give you a heads up. So we're really in for even more and more wild ride as we approach 2024 in this country, America, with this collapse. So just want to prepare you psychologically, emotionally, and give you a reality check. It is to help you. It's to have your back. 60% of success is a psychological mindset, to where you can make the adjustment, be flexible, go with it, make the most of it, because there's no stopping it, and then coming out very successfully on the other side, because we're in for quite a wild ride in this country, America, all the way through to 2032. But right now, we're just talking about 2015 to 2024. Look out, there is more to come. So thank you for joining us. This is JJ from ParanormalTalks.com, and we'll be seeing you for the next videos. And please like the videos, because I love keeping you informed, keeping you updated to help you here at Paranormal Talks. Take care and see you later. Bye.